Good morning, children. It's Friday, last day of the week, so unfortunately the weather's still miserable, which, it's not the best, but hopefully it will improve. I hope you have a great weekend and you're able to relax and enjoy yourself as much as you can. For some reason December's there, I have not got a clue why. So, today we are going to be doing speech. Now, in newspaper reports, you'll often see speech. It can be reported where someone states that someone said something, or it can be direct speech where you get a quote from somebody. So, usually, whoever the story is about, there will be a quote, something that the person has said inside the report. When we were doing Tutankhamun earlier on in the year, when we were looking at the work, we had quotes from Howard Carter, quotes from the Waterboy. So again, something we have covered. And just before we start the lesson, I just want to remind you about what you need when you're writing speech. So this is our speech toolkit. So you need inverted commas around the speech, 66, 99. You need to signal the end of the punctuation, okay? That's something. You need to signal the end of the speech with punctuation. So it can be a comma to separate the speech from the reporting clause, or it usually is a comma, but it could also be a question mark if it's a question, or an exclamation mark. It just depends on what's being said and how they're saying it. Number 3, you need to say who said it. We've been practicing this all year using words other than said. So there's a few there you might be able to use: told, reported, exclaimed, informed, stated, and of course, if you can't think of one, said is always a possibility. And number 4, end the sentence with a full stop. So I know you haven't done speech for a while now, since we've been off work. Off school. So hopefully, once I've done a few examples, it will start to jog your memory. So I'm going to pretend that I have interviewed some of the people, or the person who was in the story and saw the spaceship, and I've had to think about what they might say, okay, in the newspaper report. So first of all, I've got a teacher. I'm going to imagine that when the teacher saw the spaceship, she was the only one at the school. Children had gone home, so teachers, when that's happened, they're either planning or they're marking. Usually, anyway. So I need my inverted commas. 66. Let's say I just finished marking the last of the children. I just finished marking the last of the children's. Writing. I just finished marking the last of the children's writing when I noticed a bright light streaming through the window. Okay, so that's what the teacher has said. I just finished marking the last of the children's writing when I noticed a bright light streaming through the window. So that is the part that goes in inverted commas. 66.99. Then I need, inside the speech marks, I need to put the punctuation to separate it from the reporting clause that I haven't written yet. Now, I think for this one I'm going to go with a comma. It's definitely not a question she's asking. Doesn't sound too shocked. Maybe she would be shocked at the bright light streaming through the window. I've just finished marking the last of the children's writing when I noticed a bright light streaming through the window. Okay. Now I need to use a said synonym to say how she was saying it. Reported Carol from a bit of action, her classroom. Okay. Full stop right at the end. Let's just have a look back at the success criteria then. Inverted commas around the speech. Yes. I just finished marking the last of the children's writing, and I noticed a bright light streaming through the window. There are my inverted commas. Signal the end of the speech with punctuation. Usually it's a comma. So there's my comma there. Remember, it's inside the speech. Had Carol been asking a question, it would have been a question mark. And if she'd been shocked or surprised, shouting, then obviously I would have used an exclamation mark. Then we say who said it. So it's reported Carol, used a synonym for said. And I've put a little bit of action to show where she is, from her classroom. Okay, let's have a look at one more example then. Let's see who's next up to give a quote for the newspaper. So this is the farmer. The farmer saw the alien in his field as he was going about his normal work. So let's see. I think we could say like it was just a normal day, but it's one that I won't forget. So it was just like any other day. As I worked in the field. But soon it turned out to be a day I'd never forget. But soon it turned out to be a day I would never forget. Okay, as long as it was just like any other day as I worked in the field, but soon it turned out to be a day I would never forget. No, I don't want to. Was I left the L out? It was just like any other day. Let's say it started out as a normal day. Started out as a normal day in the field. Started out as a normal day in the field, but soon, no, I don't want that. But I will never forget it as long as I live. Okay, 66.99. I've got my inverted commas. I need to put some punctuation in to signal the end of the speech. So I'm going to put my comma to separate it from important clause. And we'll have, I think, recalled. Mark is recalling the story. Okay? Recounted Mark. Okay. So it started out as a normal day in the field, but I will never forget it as long as I live. So, inverted commas around the speech? Yes. Do I use punctuation to signal the end of the speech? Yes, I've got a comma. Do I say who has said? Yes, I've put Mark, recalled Mark. And finally, do I end it with a full stop? Yes, I do. I end it with a full stop. Okay, so there's 2 examples I've done for you children. It's now your turn. When you open your to-do today, you will have 4 pictures of people from the community. You are going to pretend that it was them that saw the alien and write some speech, write a quote from each one of them. Okay, so we've got a farmer, a bus driver, policeman, and a shop worker, okay, a shop assistant. So in here you can write your speech. Remember, and while I was doing it, I kept going back to look at the success criteria. So please go back and use the success criteria. Okay, because if you're not using the correct punctuation, then I'm afraid it's not going to be right. So really try hard with that today. I hope that you have a lovely weekend again. And if you have any questions, then just go on the blog. Oh, and if you'd like a challenge for today, then you could use synonyms for said. So I don't want you always using said synonyms. And also, if you could add a little bit of action. So reported Carol from her classroom. Recalled Mark as he stood in the same spot that he was on that unforgettable day. Okay, so just add a little bit more detail with the action to show what the character is doing. Okay, so good luck and take care.